All right, we are here once again for part 2 of this afternoon's discussion. We trust you all had a good recess there and that your minds are tuned up. You've had a chance to chat with each other, and we will remind you that this is a good place to meet people and to make friends. So by all means, introduce yourselves to one another, socialize. There's always an invisible network of connections around you, and you may be impulsed to talk to someone or say, you remind me of someone, or you're familiar, or I like your energy, and then the synchronicities will unfold. And synchronicities, a term that we believe was coined by Jung or Freud, or Jung, we believe, and it is a word that implies that there are larger circumstances that are occurring around all events. And sometimes you can be involved in a flood of synchronicities or a flurry of synchronicities of some sort. And this is a way that the spirit world or the invisible worlds show you that your world is connected to greater meaning. And one can spend one whole life decoding meaning and analyzing these things, and don't get overboard with it. Your immediate task is to be fully present in the body, to set upon a course that is uplifting, purposeful, significant, and you will be rewarded with synchronicities, and things start to unfold for you. A good thing to say to yourself, as far as a bit of a mantra or something, or an affirmation, is, I am always in the right place at the right time, and everything always works out more than fine. You have that? And when you make these agreements with existence, existence starts to conform to what you are available for. When you make agreements by default, you worry about this and this and this and this, it's still an agreement because you're putting energy behind it. You're worrying it's going to take place. Events can be changed in the blink of an eye. And people can walk very close to the edge of certain circumstances just to feel what it's like close to the edge. To come back and to have a tale of empathy. I've been there, I know, I understand what has transpired. This is what connects you to your humanity. And again, right now, you are humanity. You are many other things. We were talking about the giants earlier, and if you were able to, let's say, pop some of your belief systems about where you came from and where you think you are going and what the planet has offered, many of you may be able to tap into memories of being around very, very large beings, or having been a very large being yourself. This is quite normal. Quite normal. And back to this ability to be in the right place at the right time. There's work that you are all doing here. And, we have defined these times in terms of different names and things, and we call the times in which you live the nanosecond. A nanosecond technically is 1 billionth of a second. You know darn well that just to say the word nanosecond, a few thousand have already gone by, all right? Because there's 1 billion nanoseconds in 1 second. 1 second is 1001. That's a second. It's the way to count it. So we call the era from 1987 through 2012, about 26 years or some such, we call this the nanosecond because in the annals of time and from a much larger perspective, things do go by that quickly. For you are in the linear time trance, so it is an unfolding of time based on your orbit and your revolution around the sun. But indeed, the nanosecond offers a time of transformation. And another, let's say, facet to these years is that they are continuously accelerating in energy. We're covering this because some of you have never heard us speak before, or perhaps you have not read our books, and perhaps you will be inspired after this to do so, and perhaps not, that is fine, as long as you take the kernel of the energy with you, that you are powerful beings and that you are indeed the co-creators of your reality. But just to locate you within the nanosecond, we said that phase 1 of the nanosecond, from 1987 through, let's say, 1995, phase 1 was characterized by an idealism, a new paradigm of what is possible. Cosmic connections, timelines start to open, and new ideals come forward. That is phase 1. 87 through about, let's say, 96 or something like this. And the energy during that time accelerated tenfold each year. Phase 2, which began, let's say, 96, 97, somewhere in that vicinity, and went through 2006, that would be an acceleration of energy 100-fold each year. And again, this is a metaphor so that you can understand how things are transforming and changing. During phase 2, those years, there would have been the bigger picture would have opened into the darker side of life. Some people didn't like phase 2, and they sort of carried phase 1 into phase 2. They are the love and lighters. They are the ones who perhaps have a very difficult time naming the shadow, accepting that there is a shadow, accepting that there is a darker side to existence. And of course, unless you understand the dark side, you cannot understand the light side. So phase 2 brought some of the more unsavory aspects of humanity's achievements to the forefront of mass consciousness. For example, phase 2, many people came across the discovery of the ability to control the human mind, or mind control. And there were many people who were in mind control, who broke out and told all kinds of tales of a very, very disturbing nature. This phase and this knowledge was absolutely essential in order for you to stop projecting your idealism onto existence and to get more real with your ideals. Phase 3 now began in 2007. And it will include all the way through the year 2012. And in phase 3, the main characteristics are that the energy would really amp up, meaning time would collapse, more things would be available in every second, more information, more transformation, and the energy would accelerate to 100,000-fold each year. So 10 years of tenfold acceleration, 10 years of 100-fold acceleration, and 5.5 years or some such of 100,000-fold acceleration of energy. This means that everything starts to really, really move. And one of the main characteristics of phase 3 is that people will transform. They will incorporate their ideals. They will incorporate the shadow, and they will then proceed forward, augmented with this knowledge, to create a new paradigm of possibility. And this includes all kinds of things. This includes, let's say, growing food and preparing food with consciousness, using the mind to garden, using the mind in the whole entire food industry. This would involve cleaning the waters, cleaning the planet, not by everyone going green, which again, as we said, is common sense, but by consciously interacting with things. Phase 3 will also be characterized by an accelerated respect for nature, not in terms of Mr. Phony Al Gore by any means, but in terms of nature really feeling alive, of, let's say, taking a stroll through the forest or something and really feeling.